You may have heard that Donald Trump pulled out of his 60 Minutes interview that was supposed to debut this upcoming week. And it's leading many to wonder why. Why would he pull out? He's the guy who can do any interview, as MAGA argues. Well, I'll tell you why based on some video that will honestly be borderline traumatic for you to watch again. But here's the Hill reporting. Trump pulls out of 60 Minutes interview, CBS says. Former President Trump pulled out of the 60 Minutes interview that was scheduled to run next week, CBS News said Tuesday. And Harris is doing her 60 Minutes interview. She's not chickening out like Trump from this interview or from the debate. But this is causing people to recirculate the clips from Trump's his previous 60 Minutes interview during the 2020 election cycle when he was the sitting president. And you're starting to remember, oh no, I remember this sucker. And this right here reveals why he backed out. Because as strong as he tries to portray himself to be, as resilient as he's described to be by his followers, he's actually terrified of being confronted, of sitting with an actual journalist. Sometimes when people criticize Harris for not doing enough interviews, even though she keeps doing more and more interviews and they're never happy, they'll say that, see, in contrast to Trump, she does less and Trump does more. But they would freak out if she did 10 softball, Fox News, Sean Hannity, type style interviews. In the case of the interviews Trump does, most of them go something like, how do you do it? What burden, sir, comes with being the best? How do you handle that? I mean, that must weigh on you. That's the type of interviews he often does. And then when he does interviews with real journalists like the NABJ appearance or 60 Minutes, he spirals out of control, sometimes just storms out like he did here. So let's remind ourselves of why he doesn't want to do this 60 Minutes interview.
Told you, okay. You promised that there was going to be a new health package, a health care plan.
Yeah.
You said that it was going to be great. You said it's ready, it's going to be ready. It'll be here in 2 weeks. It's going to be like nothing you've ever seen before. And of course, we haven't seen it. So why didn't you develop a health plan?
It is developed. It is fully developed. It's going to be announced very soon when we see what happens with Obamacare.
We've now seen what happened with Obamacare. Still no plan, but it was fully developed. And later you're going to see Kayleigh McEnany, I should say. I always want to say Kellyanne Conway for Kayleigh McEnany. Get those mixed up. Kayleigh McEnany comes and at the end of the interview gives Leslie Stahl a binder that's supposed to be Trump's health plan. We'll see if that plan ended up being real or not later on. Make sure you're subscribed, by the way, before going further to the channel by clicking that subscribe button. We're racing rapidly towards 1 million subscribers. Thank you. And remember, this was amid the worst of the pandemic. So much uncertainty. The world was being rocked by this crisis. And remember that on this earth that we have, the United States is identified to be the most powerful country on earth. And this guy, during the crisis of a century, was the top of the top, was the guy the world was looking to. I'm not trying to induce, like I said, traumatic feelings from that time, but that's what we're looking at here. I need you to remember those feelings so we don't allow his revisionist history strategy in this election to work. Because the reason 81 million people fired him, as Kamala Harris said, is because of stuff like this. Him being a complete and total child in interviews as the world and specifically our country was suffering.
And the question the media asks him, what kind of ice cream, what flavor ice cream do you have? And he's in the midst of a scandal.
He's not.
And he's taking... Of course he is,
no.
Leslie.
Come on.
Of course he is. It's the biggest, second biggest scandal.
So,
the biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign,
there's
Leslie.
no real evidence of that.
Of course there is.
No.
It's all over the place. Leslie,
Sir,
they spied on my campaign and they got caught.
Can I say something? You know, this is 60 Minutes. And we can't put on things we can't
No,
verify.
you won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look, let
put
me tell
on
you.
things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the papers. They
Go down and get the papers. What what papers is he? I want to know what's in his head. I get that he's wrong and he's ridiculous. And sometimes he's just lying. But when is he seeing papers? Does he know what he's saying? Or does he picture where going down is to, where you would find this information? I'm sure it's because he doesn't want to say, go look on Twitter, because that's where he saw this stuff. But that's even more vague. Go down and look at the papers.
It's been totally verified.
No.
It's been, just go down and get the
No.
papers. They spied on my campaign, they got caught.
No.
And then they went much further than that, and they got caught. And you will see that, Leslie, and you know that, but you just don't want to put it on the air.
As a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Okay.
And you're out
so
there.
why don't you get back to your interview and let's go.
Do you think that your tweets and your name calling are turning people off?
No, I think I wouldn't be here if I didn't have social media.
Well,
But the media is fake. And frankly, if I didn't have social media, I'd have no way of getting out.
Most powerful person in the world at this moment. And we're considering, I really do believe, I do, to my bones, that we are a special country with special people. Not like special people, but like special, unique, strong people. And I believe in the beauty of our identity. That sounded so politician. And the ambition of our strength and the glory of our power. Luke Beasley, 2024. No. But it really challenges me in that framework. And I hold it strong still that America saw all this, and at least enough of us, I know you're thinking, don't say us. No, we're all one country. Enough of us collectively are going, like, maybe one more time. Let's just try it one more time. Why not? Screw it.
My voice.
Do you know what you told me a long time ago when I asked why you keep saying fake media?
Yeah.
You said to me, I say that because I need to discredit you so that when you say negative things about me, no one will believe you.
I don't have to discredit you.
But that's what you told me.
You've discredited yourself.
You know, I didn't want to have this kind of angry.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Of course you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, then,
It's crazy. Oh, no. And people are going, why? Strategically, does Trump not want to do that? Because it would be like this. And he's even more diminished now. As terrible as this is, you can tell he is sharper in a Trumpian kind of way. He's directly looking at her, making bogus but points, saying things. He's not just repeating, they're coming from jails or coming from insane asylums. Oh, Hannibal Lecter. He's making points aggressively. And if you believe his lies, you would be thinking, yeah, nailed in it. Yeah. But now we've seen him. NABJ is the best example. If Leslie Stahl got another chance to do this, he would lose it. He would have brain glitches. His makeup would start melting off. Somehow, something. Nah, I'm not going to say that. Hair joke. Lately, I've been really fixated with his hair, I've noticed. Because his hair is better here, too. That's unimportant. But imagine this happened again, right before the election. You get why they canceled it. And I will say, it's stunning to watch Leslie Stahl have to baby him as the sitting president, the person who in charge of the nukes, right? And Leslie is going, no, that's not how evidence works. Go down and look at the papers. It's not evidence. Bubby, stop. That's not how this works. And then here's where Trump stormed out.
excuse me, no.
Accountable to the
Listen,
American people.
your first statement to me, this is going to be tough questions.
Leslie, one second. This is the first warning. I think we have 5 minutes until we have the vice president step in. Is that about right?
Well, I think we have enough. We have enough of
Yeah, I
it.
think we're ready for the vice president now.
I think we have enough of an interview here.
And then we'll cut over to the official feed. That was the leaked feed. Let's see here.
Okay, that's enough. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go meet for 2 seconds, okay? Thanks. I'll see you in a little while. Thanks.
Be careful. We were scheduled to take a walk with the president around the White House grounds. I've got a lot of questions I didn't ask. While we waited to see if the president was coming back,
Rich?
his press secretary, Kayleigh McEnany,
Here it is. 2015, I'm going to have a great healthcare plan. Everyone's going to be covered. 2016, we're still working on it. It's complicated. We're there. 2017, wait, now you're president. What's the healthcare plan? We're going to repeal Obamacare. No, got that. What are you going to replace it with? Anything? Yes, the best thing. I mean, I'm Trump. It's going to be awesome. Everyone's going to be covered. It's going to be totally free. Won't cost anything for the government, for the consumer. Doctors will get paid well. It's going to be perfect. Envy of the world. Awesome. 2018. Where was that healthcare plan? 2019. 2020. Now we're at 2020, and here's the plan.
came in with a hand delivery.
Leslie, the president wanted me to deliver his healthcare plan. It's a little heavy.
Oh my God, this is his healthcare plan?
Yes.
Okay, Kayleigh, thank you.
You're welcome, and the vice president will be with you shortly.
Okay. And the president's not coming back?
The president's giving you a lot of time.
It was heavy, filled with look at this. executive orders, congressional
can't lift
initiatives,
it.
but no comprehensive health plan.
Oh, shoot. They just went to the government files and typed healthcare and just printed out anything that was healthcare related, any executive orders, any data on healthcare. No healthcare plan. It's remarkable that this is, how do you satirize this? If you were to do a political TV show based off of this, how do you make it any more theatrical? But we don't want theatrical. For all of the criticisms, many fair, of Biden, I like how quiet his governance is, because I'm not stressing every day that he's doing the job, because he's just sort of, that means there aren't scandals, right? And people go, what has Biden been up to? Good. As opposed to, we knew exactly what Trump had been up to, and it was causing us all, even myself, at this age, to have gray hair. Speaking of gray hair, here's Mike Pence.
Hello, Leslie.
Hi, Mr. Vice President. While our interview with the president did not go forward,
Thank you very
the
much.
one scheduled with the vice president did. So what just happened with the president?
Leslie, President Trump is a man who speaks his mind. I think it's one of the great strengths that he's had.
But he
Is this a real person? I honestly think I've been chat GPTing it up lately. Love it. I think if you got AI to create sort of hypocritical Christian politician, keywords, white, spineless, gray hair, won't go into rooms with women without his wife. If you just like put that into AI and said create an animated character, Mike Pence would come out. He had a little bit of a spine on January 6th. We're grateful for that. Other than that, no.
And who speaks his mind. I think it's one of the great strengths that he's had
But he walked
as President
out.
of the United States, is that the American people always know where they stand.
I'll buy
And
that.
he's always ready. And the American people know that in this time, it's less about the back and forth with the media, and it's really more about how we bring this country.
Leslie, I know you, I can tell you don't know what I'm saying. Me neither. But my Christian upbringing taught me, at every turn, demonize the poor, hate the outcasted, love the sexual assaulter, love the man who got spanked by a magazine by a porn star while he was cheating on his wife who just had a kid. That's what my faith taught me, Leslie. So frankly, I think we should talk more about that than these political games. I forgot Mike Pence. Do you remember Mike Pence? This was what he did. Because we've all talked about him in the context of Trump saying he didn't care whenever the people were trying to hang him. Pence showing some character, the most foundational, basic, baseline amount a politician should have in a democratic system, but some character. But we forgot all of this stuff. Hopefully we didn't forget, but haven't talked much about him having to do stuff like this. I think the American people, I think that's why they love him. When he's talking about how he was spied on while people are losing thousands of their fellow Americans a day to a pandemic that he's mismanaging, I think they appreciate that. I think they appreciate that through lies, more than any other president in history, he reveals truth. That's why Trump doesn't want to do the 60 Minutes interview again. He had to literally run out of it. That's how poorly it went. But Harris, she can do it. Just like the debate, as a reminder. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Support the show by clicking that join button below.